I absolutely loved this movie. I didn't think I would love this movie as much as I did, but I actually, I actually enjoyed the hell out of this movie. When the before I seen this movie and the reviews came out, I was underwhelmed is the wrong word to use because I've seen people give it such a high score. You know when people like give like a TV show, a movie, a very high score, and you're saying to yourself, probably be overhyped, and by the time you go watch a movie, it's not as good as people say it is, and you're left out disappointed. That's what I was afraid this was going to be, and to my surprise, it's not. It's not. I mean, there were some problems I had with the movie, but overall, I really loved the movie. If I had to rank this movie with the other movies that came out in the DC Extended Universe, Man of Steel would be at the first one. Wonder Woman would be second. Suicide Squad would be third, and Batman vs Superman, the theatrical version, will be lost because I did not like the theatrical version. I love the extended cut, but that's not what I saw in the theater. Now, what did I like about the movie? One, the score. And I hope this is what DC will keep on doing because the score is magnificent. I love the score, especially No Man's Land. I love the score in that one. Especially, I also love the soundtrack in, I don't know what it's called, but the soundtrack when Hippolyta was telling Diana the backstory of the Amazons, and when that music was playing, when it showed Zeus and all the other gods. I loved the soundtrack in that one. So that's one, the score. I absolutely love the score. I hope they keep making more of these scores. In more of these kind of scores in the DC Extended Universe because they're fucking phenomenal. I love them. What else? I liked Wonder Woman. I like Diana's character. I was surprised that they, because here's the thing, I was so getting used to, not getting used to, because I hate when creators use this kind of method, but when people think of strong female characters, you see more often than not the creators or the people behind the character, the female's character they're trying to create, they confuse strong characters and dick characters. Because more often than not, when people say strong female characters, they keep portraying them as this kind of asshole-ish dicks. Like, you don't need to be a dick to be a strong character. That's what I never understood. That's what drives me insane. Man, this one, Wonder Woman is definitely a strong character, but she's also kind and calm. Basically, the one Wonder Woman that I liked, like the old-fashioned Wonder Woman, who's strong, who is firm in her convictions, but is also kind. Like she's not a dick. She's not a ball buster. Like she doesn't like in the New 52's Wonder Woman, where she's like for her to feel strong, she must degrade the people around her, especially if they have a penis. I don't know why, but in this one, yeah, she's just a nice, calm, loving person who's also strong. I connect to that. It's really nice to see, you know, because I'm so used to this version of Wonder Woman, and I think I said it before. There's another version of Wonder Woman, Justice League War. It's a cartoon made by DC, which I absolutely despise. I hate that version. And Gal Gadot, she done something remarkable in the sense that one, she took all the haters of her shut the fuck up. They all shut the fuck up. So she can't act or she do the role justice. I mean, guys, cast your mind back. Because remember when she first cast, what was people's reaction? It was horrifying. It was terrible. People were saying, oh, she's terrible. And my stance was, let's just see how she does. I know everyone just shut the fuck up now. I'm actually tempted to go back to like popular YouTubers and now see their opinions now to see if they actually take back what they said about her. And the other thing that I also liked was the origin of the Amazons. That I did not expect they were going to go that route. So basically in this film, the Amazons were created by Zeus. They were created to be the protectors of mankind. And then they rebelled because mankind enslaved them. And Wonder Woman wants to return to their purpose to protect mankind. And it's just, I don't know, it was so... It's not bad. I'm not. If I make it sound like it's bad, it's not. It's not bad. It's just refreshing. I think that's a good word. It's refreshing to see that because, like I said, the New 52, they put a lot of dark stuff in there, man. So just to see that was really, It was really cool. And what I liked about this movie is that it was not gendered in the sense that it was not a ball busting, men are bad, women are good, women are so powerful, men, we don't need men, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a unity film, which I loved. And it was so nice, refreshing to see. Like, I miss kind of things like that. Because I was so done with those stupid, messages like, oh, the sex don't need one another. You guys must have seen it before. And that's one of the reasons why I just stopped reading Wonder Woman in general. But, yeah, it was so nice to see. The other thing that I also liked is that the Amazons are not invincible. That's the thing I also liked. Because when you see in the trailer, it made it seem like the Amazons were this undefeatable force. But in this one, they could die. They could die very quickly. Because in the first act of the film, I believe, when the soldiers came into the beach and attacked, and the Amazons came to defend their homeland, the soldiers, they were taking out the gun and shooting bullets, and one by one you can see the Amazons start dying. And it just shocked me in a pleasant way. I was like, oh my god, they're not invincible. Like, they could die. It's not like, they're not like super perfect beings. Like, they could easily die. But don't get me wrong, when they fight, it's awesome. Which also leads me to another point I liked, is the action. The action in this movie was fucking awesome. Mixed with the soundtrack and the visuals, it was fucking amazing. The thing that that made me geek out was one, like I said, the No Man's Land scene. Wow, I can't speak right. And the other one's when the beach scene. The thing that got me hyped when you see Hippolyta on a horse and she jumps off and does that spinning move, and the cloak was so fucking graceful. I loved it. It looks amazing. The action was fucking amazing. I absolutely loved that. Okay, in the beginning of this video, I did say how I absolutely loved this movie, but that doesn't mean that it didn't have its problems. At least for me, was the thing that I had a problem with this movie was the story a little bit, because okay, all right, I did not like Ares. Ares was an undeveloped villain. Ares was basically the villain that I criticized Marvel for doing, which is a boring, undeveloped villain. Like, there was no motivations behind it. There didn't feel for him. There was no development for him. Like, for example, in Man of Steel Zod, for example, with General Zod, you understood what he was trying to accomplish, and you understood his character. We disagree with as much, but you kind of understood where he was coming from, and you understood that in his mind, he's the hero of the story. In his own mind, he's the hero. You got to know Zod, is what I'm trying to say. With Wonder Woman, Ares, he's just like this shadowy figure that in the movie, he did say this is the reason for why I was doing the things that he was doing, but it was lackluster. It was not developed at all. He was basically the Marvel villain, where he's just, a villain that she needs to fight, and he just spouts what he wants to do at the end of the movie, and it was kind of disappointing, because I want to see his character more fleshed out. I don't want to see the two ideologies between Wonder Woman and Ares just clash, but it just didn't happen. And another thing that I didn't like is the ending fight itself. It ended way too quickly. It was anticlimactic. It was very... If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, she just summons the lightning and just shoots in, and boom, he's gone. Not to say that the fight scene prior to that wasn't bad. It was good. It was exciting, but my god, it was just... it wrapped itself too quickly, in my opinion. And the other thing that I didn't like about Ares is that, not even Ares, it's just, I think it's the whole message of the movie that I just can't accept. Like, for example, Ares, in the movie, he fancies himself as the god of inspiration, if that makes sense. Like, he puts people's ideas in his head, but it's up to them to act it out. So it's not really him So basically, his argument is it's not me that's making humans go to war, it's themselves. I may like give them inspiration for it, but it's ultimately up to them to follow through it or not. So that was his that was his argument. And the way Diana responded to him, and the way the whole movie felt, it felt that yeah, he was right. Like, I'm not the one that's forcing them to do. They're forcing it on their own, which I did like. But at the end of the movie, the thing that there was something, the movie was self-contradicting itself at the end, because basically at the end of the movie, when Wonder Woman defeats Ares, if you guys saw the movie, when Wonder Woman defeats Ares, you start to see the soldiers like standing up, and you see their faces like they're awakened from a trance. Like they looked up and they were smiling like they're somehow free or something. Which kind of goes against the way he's saying. So I'm like, so what? I'm like, because if what Ares said it was true, and what the filmmakers were trying to go with is not really him, is humans in general are just bad, and Diana saying, yeah, humans are bad, but they're also good at the same time. Like, it's very complex. Yet when he dies and the soldiers gave off this feeling of they're free, like they're smiling, they look at the sun like, oh, they're free. And it's like, so what is it? Were they under his control or not? What's going on? And that was the thing that I really didn't like. That was really jarring. I mean, it was really weird. And the other thing I didn't also like was Diana's comment at the end, her resolution at the end, her conclusion. But if I think that's the right word for it, her conclusion at the end of what actually happened and the answer to all of this conflict. Basically, at the end, her Diana's conclusion is only love is the answer to humanity's problems. And to me, when that happened, it felt really cheesy, and it felt really lazy when she said that. I know Patty Jenkins, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She really did push back on this criticism of that message was way too lazy and it was way too cheesy. She didn't like that. She pushed back on that criticism. But my opinion is this: if you're gonna sell up a movie with a complex theme that humanity is not just good, but it also could be bad, and it's not, and you introduce this complex idea that even Chris Pine, Steve Trevor mentioned in the movie, where maybe it's humans. Maybe it's just that we're too complex. Maybe it's just that we are so good, but we could commit the most terrible things. Maybe it's just us. And Wonder Woman also acknowledging it. To introduce this complex idea, this complex theme in a movie, this gray area, if that makes sense, and yet come out with the answer that's completely black and white, where it's just like, all right, this is a complex issue, this complex theme. Oh, it must be love. That's the answer. Love is the answer. It's just, it feels lazy and it is cheesy. It's cheesy. If you're gonna if you're gonna bring up this complex theme in a movie, at least give us the complex answer, or give us this answer where one woman herself recognizes that it's a complex issue, but also recognizes that there has to be a complex answer to go with it. And she's trying to find that answer. I'll be much more accepting with that, rather than, oh, it's just love. Love is the answer. It just ruined. It was this huge mark in the movie for me that I just didn't. It really did take me out of the movie. That was my criticism of that. But overall, I did enjoy this. This is one of the best DC Extended Universe films out there. I had so much fun with this film. It hit me. I did have my problems with this film, but overall I did love it, and I still rank it the way that I mentioned before. If you guys still haven't seen Wonder Woman after all this time, why haven't you seen it? Just go watch it. It's a blast. It really is. It really is. It really is.